All too often, the only people attending live music events involving a woodwind section are the silver-haired crowd looking to get their fill of higher-brow artistic culture, which is why it's so refreshing to see an event where the average audience age is somewhere between 18 to 30 years old. Looks like all you need to do to attract the young folk is have classical orchestra playing music lifted directly from video games. In this case, each generation of Pokémon.
Join us for Pokémon Symphonic Evolutions as it brings the music of the Pokémon franchise to life like never before.
Despite cancelling a planned Perth show, Pokémon Symphonic Evolutions delighted crowds at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, the Adelaide Festival Theatre and the Sydney Opera House, with all concerts under the baton of American conductor and orchestrator Susie Sita, who has toured with the program across the United States since August 2014. The event is more than just a stuffy orchestra concert too. The festival centre's green room was packed with an assortment of gaming activities and historical Pokémon memorabilia on display. Crowds of people, both young and not so old, gathered around a Super Smash U setup, an N64 playing Pokémon Stadium and the entertaining trivia challenge situated at the bar. Between all of this was a display cabinet full of Pokémon games from as early as the original Game Boy entries, with special edition consoles all the way up to the recent console releases.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause.
If you weren't firmly in the mood to catch them all, once the theatre doors opened and people took their seats, a few casual rounds of Who's That Pokémon were projected onto the screen above the stage. And you'd better believe the audience recognised the familiar silhouettes of Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur and Pikachu. The music itself was breathtaking, starting with the first generation games and playing all the way through to the end of Pokémon X and Y. As was announced before the first piece started, projected above the stage was captured footage that began with creating our character, choosing our starter Pokémon, with huge cheers from the audience when each was displayed, and leaving Pallet Town. The entire visual narrative was endearingly accompanied by the orchestra, with some stunning solos, and momentarily interspersed with digital percussion. The epic climax to Pokémon Black and White sent shivers through the audience. As a nice nod to the fans, Sita encouraged audiences to sing along with the first encore, Gotta Catch 'Em All, while the second piece was an emotional rendition of Kiseki, the end theme of Pokémon X and Y. The last game-centric orchestral concert to hit Adelaide was Distant Worlds music from Final Fantasy, which the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra played in 2012. And it's a real pity that we've had to wait 3 years for more of this sort of thing. Other states have enjoyed more recent game music events, like at last year's PAX saw the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra play with Tripod in a tribute to video games. And earlier this year, Video Games Live made its debut in Sydney and Melbourne. But as a whole, Australia's largely ignored the magic that happens when you blend orchestral music with video games. The atmosphere in Adelaide was as jubilant and enthusiastic as anyone would expect from a pop culture event such as this, which goes to show that there's definitely a market for catering to younger people and speaking their language. So, thank you to the Adelaide Art Orchestra for taking on the show and making it such a wonderful experience. Thank you to the Melbourne Pops Orchestra and Sydney Symphony Orchestra for picking it up as well. Thank you to Susie Sita for bringing the concerts to Australia, and thank you to Nintendo and Pokémon for creating such memorable musical experiences. Here's hoping more professional orchestras down under will consider filling the huge demographic void just waiting to be played to.
Visit Pokemon.com/symphony for tickets and information.
And that's about it for this edition of Player Attack. Thanks for watching. Next week, we are taking some time off. This is the 38th episode of Player Attack for 2015, so we're a bit exhausted and looking forward to spending some time playing some video games, as well as getting out of the sunshine and enjoying summer away from the PC and the consoles. Don't worry though, we have put together a collection of our favourite interviews, previews and reviews, and they will be screening each week until we get back. Plus, of course, playerattack.com will still be updated over the summer break. We are still on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, and if you want to send us a Christmas card, you can do that, mailbox@playerattack.com, or just hop on our forums. Thank you to everyone who supported this season of Player Attack, all of the game developers, publishers and event organisers, and of course all of you for watching. It's been a big year for Player Attack and we couldn't have done it without you. Here's to a great 2015 and looking forward to an even better 2016. Till next year, I'm Jessica Citizen and this is Player Attack.